So yeah, I'm a PhD scholar at the QuEX Institute. And what the QuEX Institute is, it's the University of Queensland in Australia and the University of Exeter in the UK. I'm also the president of the QuEX Postgraduate Association. And currently my research focuses on the intersection of AI and cybersecurity, particularly examining the ethical implications and risks of emerging technologies in critical infrastructure. So for today, I'm going to be talking about the future of cybersecurity from a UK and Australian perspective. This presentation is going to provide insights from two workshops that I previously hosted, two hybrid workshops that I hosted in Australia and the UK. And I will just be sharing some insights from those workshops. And I just want to note also that these workshops were approved by the University of Queensland Ethics Committee. So this is my project team. So there's myself, my supervisors here, Dr. Ivano Bongiovanni and Mashuda Glencross and Lewis Brace, all of whom are not here now. And also Professor Akeem Bruka, who's at the University of Exeter. I think many of you might be familiar with him already. And also Jason Weigel. So together we conducted two QuEX cybersecurity workshops. And as I explained earlier, the QuEX Institute is a partnership between the University of Queensland and the University of Exeter. And the workshops we've run so far focused on cybersecurity, and it brought forth people from both countries to discuss how we can better protect our digital infrastructure. And these workshops, they weren't just theoretical exercises. They were practical and they were aimed at finding real-world solutions to these challenges. And I think that's what makes the QuEX workshops unique. It tries to bridge that gap between academia and industry and the real world, essentially. So why this presentation? And what's in it for you? So this presentation isn't just about sharing what we've learned so far. It's about continuing the conversation and also inviting more voices to join us, as we're going to be hosting another Exeter-based workshop very soon. As the cybersecurity landscape is evolving very rapidly, we need more inputs from industry professionals to ensure that the solutions that we develop moving forward are practical and scalable. And the next workshop we're planning will be a chance to build on these discussions and create meaningful outcomes. Sorry, did someone have, oh, sorry, I thought I heard a voice. No, all good? Okay. First, I'm going to introduce the key themes that we worked on during these workshops. So there were 5 critical themes that we identified, and they were identified through discussions with both industry professionals and academics. And they were chosen to identify real-world challenges and opportunities, as you can see here. And I'm going to be talking about each of these themes in detail, just briefly, how we explored them during the first and second workshops. So the workshops were designed in such a way that the first one was to identify challenges and the second one was to identify possible solutions. I will be starting with the first one here, which is AI-enhanced cybersecurity and securing critical infrastructure. In workshop 1, the participants discussed the challenges of using AI in critical infrastructure sectors. So legacy systems in sectors like energy and healthcare systems were highlighted as major vulnerabilities. The discussion also touched on the dangers of over-reliance on AI, which can lead to blind trust in automated decisions. Ethical concerns were also raised about the use of AI in making critical decisions without human oversight. And one thing that was agreed upon by many was that governments and organizations need to work together to update policies and ensure that AI systems are used responsibly and effectively. During the second workshop, the focus shifted to finding solutions to the challenges that we had identified in workshop one. So participants stressed the importance of implementing governance frameworks to ensure accountability in the use of AI. So some policies and regulations, well, policies and regulations are needed to, they need to be updated to keep pace with technological advancements. Things like regular security audits were recommended to ensure that vulnerabilities are promptly identified and addressed. I will also highlight that during these conversations that we had, a gap that we identified was we had a lot of people from Australia who were giving inputs. We had some people from the UK as well. The reason why we're trying to promote this in the UK is we've gotten a very holistic point of view from the Australian perspective. And although we've gotten inputs from the UK as well, we believe it's going to be worth having a more detailed conversation that is more UK focused and then combine these two results to provide actionable outcomes. During the second workshop as well, when discussing the this particular theme, we saw that collaboration between government and industry is very essential to be able to achieve the goals. Another theme that we identified that we worked on both workshops were cross-jurisdictional data privacy, compliance, and global standards. And the participants noted that data and privacy laws vary widely across different countries, including Australia and the UK, making it difficult to achieve global standards. So this lack of consistency poses significant challenges for organizations operating across borders. The discussion also highlighted the importance of involving various agencies and stakeholders in governance efforts to ensure that policies are comprehensive and also inclusive. There was also a very strong emphasis on the need for aligned policies to improve global coordination and reduce compliance complexities. During the second workshops, the solutions that were proposed were exploring recommendations and also developing compliance frameworks that are scalable and simplified to make it easier for organizations to navigate complex regulatory landscapes. The use of blockchain and AI technologies was also proposed as a means of facilitating secure cross-border data sharing. The participants also emphasized the importance of promoting international cooperation, such as the QUEX initiative, to address regulatory gaps and improve global cybersecurity resilience. Yes, so another theme was cybersecurity workforce of the future. A very interesting theme. The participants discussed the significant skills gap in the sector. So many existing training programs are too theoretical, and they fail to provide students with hands-on experience needed for the job market. This is actually something that during the second workshop, which I will get into very soon, the panelists that we had spoke on extensively. So there is a need for interdisciplinary training covering technical, legal, and policy aspects. And the participants also highlighted the importance of breaking down barriers to entry, such as lowering entry requirements for certain roles in order to be able to get more diverse talent. And during the second workshop, as I mentioned, there was a panel discussion that went in very in depth into some of these issues. And the participants also proposed creating more practical training pathways, such as internships and vocational programs. Another thing they identified was gamified learning approaches to make cybersecurity training more engaging. The importance of mentorship programs were also highlighted. This is to ensure that students, such as myself, gain real-world experience and industry insights. These solutions that they suggested tries again to bridge that gap between academic knowledge and industry needs. The next theme here is cyber risks of emerging digital technologies. So very similar to some of the themes we already discussed, emerging digital technologies such as IoT, blockchain, and AI bring new challenges to the cybersecurity landscape. So the first workshop highlighted that existing frameworks are not keeping pace with rapid developments of these technologies. And we also discussed the vulnerabilities that these systems introduce and the need for proactive cybersecurity measures. We also discussed how emphasis should be put on the human element in cybersecurity. So technological solutions alone are not enough, and we need to consider the people using these systems and how they interact with them. Building on that, in the second workshop, the solutions for managing the risks associated with these technologies were discussed. So we proposed developing secure coding practices and conducting regular vulnerability assessments to ensure that new technologies are secure from the very beginning. And the importance of layered security frameworks, combining multiple security measures to address various threats was also talked about. So there's a need for continuous innovation in cybersecurity strategies, as this is essential to keeping up with the ever-changing security landscape. And finally, the last thing we had was diversity in cybersecurity. This is one theme that I definitely believe that 2 sessions were not enough. Well, all of the themes, but particularly this one. So diversity in cybersecurity is crucial for driving innovation and creating more robust security solutions. In the first workshop, we discussed the barriers that prevent certain groups from entering the field. So traditional training methods and hiring practices often exclude diverse talent. And the discussion we had highlighted the importance of addressing unconscious bias in hiring and creating more inclusive pathways for people from different backgrounds to enter cybersecurity roles. Interestingly, I heard during the beginning of this session that there's something about women in cybersecurity, which I find very fascinating because I am currently working on a project that also addresses that. During the second workshop, we focused on solutions to improving diversity in cybersecurity. And although there were very many solutions, I will just highlight a few that we talked about. One of them was creating mentorship programs to support underrepresented groups and also in developing training programs that are accessible and tailored to diverse needs. Promoting cybersecurity as a core organizational value is something that we also spoke about. And the discussion highlighted the importance of role models and mentors in encouraging diverse talent to pursue cybersecurity careers. And yes, building an inclusive workplace and culture, an inclusive workplace culture is very essential for retaining diverse employees and making sure that they feel accepted, valued, and supported. So that's, I hope that was a very brief summary of what we discussed during the two workshops. We will also be working during the third workshops on these themes, but it doesn't mean that it's limited to these 5 themes that I just mentioned. We're also open to exploring other themes that we may not have covered during the first two workshops. And yes, as I said earlier, we're going to have another workshop in Exeter, and we'll still be building on the challenges and solutions, and we are trying to collaborate with experts across different sectors. And yeah, to continue to shape the future of cybersecurity. So I have attached here a link for the expression of interest form. I will also copy this link into the chat. So if this is something that you are interested in, please, we are looking forward to having you join in these discussions. And I've also added my contact information here as well if you would like to reach out to me personally. And yeah, I will also be answering any questions you might have.